Hi, this is Renwar. Tonight we're going to look at how women are hurting themselves. It's a very sensitive topic, and so I get it. And I also understand, let me put a disclaimer out there, that a lot of people just wouldn't respond, not because necessarily I'm wrong or they have information, but we are all cultured to think down a particular path. And so for me, when I decided to study relationships and study business and leadership, looking at its in entirety, there's so much that I found that is just not accurate or that I didn't know we weren't thought as children growing up. In other words, almost everything that we're told is almost not true. And so while I actually hate reading, but I also love reading because every day I change. And so I spend about 7 hours a day, 6, 7 hours a day, just gathering information through podcasts or reading books or online or research. And so my goal is to understand this properly because at one point in time as a man, I've been so off. And understanding where I was supposed to be, I decided to continue to research. So today we're going to look at how women are hurting themselves, because it may not come across right, but when you look at the world today and you look at the feminist movement, the real issue or the real damage is being done in greater part, not entirely, but in greater part because of a lack of understanding of what is happening in the world and how women going their own way is affecting relationships, because men are also going their own way. And if you look online, just go and take a research and you'll see how many groups there are of men going their own way. And what it actually simply means is that men are no longer willing to love women. Now there's a movement and an understanding which is not really spoken of men simply pretending to love women or being with women, and whenever they are done, they leave. And it doesn't come across that way. And what you see and what you hear is that men really and truly don't want to be like that. As a man myself, I understand. I think it's a cheap way to go, but most men are actually going down that path. And so a lot of women, I'm sure many people who would be looking at this video now would understand based on experience that men are actually doing this. I'm sure you would have been in a relationship and out of no reason he just left. He decided to go, and it's simply because the men no longer trust women with their feelings, and there's a depolarization happening, and it happens mainly to women who are not feminine or who is unwilling to submit. In fact, as soon as women hear submit, it rings a bell within them. They have no clue what real submission is, but they know they don't like it simply because of what they've been told or what they've been cultured to understand. And the truth is, there is not a woman alive that cannot really feel supported and feel emotionally comforted and protected without being in a relationship with a man and submitting. And I repeat that there is not a woman alive that can say that she feels emotionally protected and stable without being in a relationship where she submits. And I'm so sure of what I'm saying. I would love anyone who thinks that I'm not talking the truth to present themselves, any woman, and just let's meet and sit and we'll see. And I will show them multiple ways, even some ways subconsciously, that they're not really happy and it's affecting them on a subconscious level, even though they may think by suppressing their feminine side and being so much in the masculine side that they are. All right. And so what I've come up with is 7 points where I'm going to show how women are doing that. All right. So, and I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget any. I want to be very clear. So the first one is thinking that men and women are equal. Just this evening, I've had dialogue with 2 women who for some reason think that men and women are equal. And so as soon as you start to talk about a woman and where they are falling short, they say, what about the men? Even though you're not talking about men, some topics men should simply not be involved in. We're not talking about men. It doesn't affect men the same way. Men and women aren't equal. Men are generally bigger. Puberty men, when testosterone hits, men are taller. Men have 10 times more testosterone than a woman. A woman has 10 times more estrogen than a man. A woman can make children. A man can plant the seed for our child for conception. Men are generally more prone to be addicted to alcohol and porn and be incarcerated because of anger, and women are more susceptible to suffer from anxiety and depression. And those are just 2. There are tons of different ways that men and women differ. Men are stronger, 70% stronger, 60% stronger, opposed to women in their upper body, and 70 to 75% stronger in their lower body. There's a reason men upper bodies are so strong. When men are has larger upper bodies and larger, stronger arms than women, and women have more powerful legs than men, obviously, because one is for childbearing, the other one is for protecting. And I'm sure that as I'm saying these things now, you'll be able to understand it and see it. Men are generally taller. The average height of a man is 5'9". The average height of a woman is 5'5", 5'6". And so when you look at everything, I can go on and on to show differences. Hormonal, physical, emotional, to show, even from a brain standpoint, who uses gray matter more and who uses white matter more in their brains. And why there's so much difference. And what is happening is that there's a mutation. Women are going too far on the masculine side, even though they feel feminine when they dress up and put on makeup. Your mind is being mutated to get into being more manly. If you look at the animal kingdom, for example, and you look at hyenas, where the woman or the female hyena is normally the leader, if you look at her body part, you will see it's very close to what a man's genital looks like. And so that is a clear understanding of what is actually happening. When women are too much in the masculine, their hormones are totally out of line, and then they come back and they say that men aren't leading, but men can't lead a man. And so a lot of men, and I'm sure what I'm saying, because I'm surprised to see just in recent times how many men actually look at these videos. And I've seen 2 guys reach out to me, and one I was having a conversation with late the other night, and his last words were, "I'm happy you are actually talking now because somebody has to do it." And so I'm surprised. I didn't know as much men look at my videos as they actually do. And so men are silently looking on and looking at the responses of women. And I guarantee you, I kid you not, every single woman that has ever said something against what I'm saying with regards to men and women, or every single woman who have trolled me, if you let them present themselves, and you will see that their situation in relationships is not a good one. I can point it out. And again, if I'm wrong, bring yourself forward and let's have that discussion. Let's see what relationship you're in, who is your mate, does he feel in the relationship, what health condition you're in, what physical condition you're in, how your children are growing up, what do you know and what don't you know, and let's see. And you'll see that a lot of times these women are just responding because what is actually happening is that they feel it as if they're talking to a man, because there's so much in their masculine side that they're challenging me because they can see or feel me being a man, and I'm bold enough to speak, and because I am, that's the reason that they just feel compelled to challenge what I'm saying, for no other reason. And so that is one of the main reasons why men are not going to submit. Men are not going to lead relationships because women don't understand that they need submission. And again, I can challenge any women's lib movement or anyone to sit down and we can see that it's a necessity for a woman to be able to be happy for oxytocin and estrogen and progesterone to work properly in the body. And if you go and you do research, you will see, and especially in black women, I'm bold enough to say this is truth. You see, especially in black women, are more susceptible to diseases that are going to affect their ability to reproduce and health-wise long term. All right, and if you look deeper on a deeper level, look and see how many women are now seeking to get outside of their marriage or to get divorced. It's increasing constantly. So it's about 70 to 75% now. Women are asking to leave their relationship with a partner because the reason is they are not happy. And so that is number two. That is point number two, where women are going into relationships and they're having relationships with the expectation that they're going to be happy, not understanding what actually makes them happy. So in other words, most women, and only about 3% of women actually get it. And thank God I know 2 women who are actually in that path, and they have no real problems in the relationship. They are also leaders. They're leaders in their own right. They have their own businesses. But when it comes to their partner, they don't play with that. And they are happy. They understand. They are not stressed. They don't feel like their partner is not beating them emotionally. Nothing like that is happening. Nothing like that is actually happening. You see? So women are going into relationships, not giving the man the support he needs, and so the world is diffusing him. He is being cultured to feel that he's supposed to show his emotions and be softer, and he's not supposed to be manly. He's been told that since the 70s and beyond that he's too manly and he's supposed to be a lot more feminine or a lot more softer, and that is now, when he goes in that direction, now women complain that he's too emotional, and so what women actually want is not what they actually want. All right? And so if a man is too masculine, it's a problem. And if a man is too feminine, it's a problem. What do you want? And if a man is acting like a man, you challenge him. Because you are not acting like a woman. You're more on your masculine side because you're working, you're driving in traffic every day, and you want to do your own things. And so if we were to look at, let me give an example. I remember being on a plane once, and this woman came in the plane, and when I entered, I came in before her, and I sat in my seat, and I didn't know she was going to be sitting next to me, and so I put my luggage up overhead, and then she came in, and I looked at her. She looked at me. I looked at her. I looked at her luggage, and I looked at the size, and I was asking myself, can she put it in? Is she able to reach and put it in? Long story short, I did not help her. Simply because twice before I was traveling and I asked women if they needed help, and they said no. They didn't need help, thank you. In fact, the first time I actually walked up to the woman and reached for it and said, do you need my help? And she said, I didn't ask for your help. I'm well capable. So now, the third time around, I'm scared to ask a woman if she needs help. Fortunately, this lady sat next to me, and during our flight, we spoke, and she said, but how is it that you're so nice and you didn't help me? Look at the size of you. You're strong. You looked at me. Why didn't you help me? And I gave her the story, and she said, wow, women are really hurting each other. And that is what is happening out there. Men aren't even sure if they should open doors for women anymore, because women are, one, not saying thank you when the doors are open, and two, they're actually saying, I could open my own door, please, thank you. You see? And so not only women are feeling that they are men, but from a happiness standpoint, women are not allowing men to lead, and it's affecting women. It's bringing them stress. So when they come from work, which is a stressful thing because of testosterone, and they get at home with their partner, he can't really support you because you're not allowing him to. You see? Now, the third point I want to bring is, women are simply not seeking a partner that they need. They're seeking a partner based on what they want. So they go somewhere and they see a guy and they meet with him and he looks so attractive, and okay, I like him because I went to dinner with him and this is what he did, and okay, I told my girlfriends, and okay, I like him. And There is no real value system check going on. In other words, most women aren't gender intelligent, and so they don't know what they should seek in a mate. And I know this because, again, in all the women I've asked, what do you want in a mate? One have been able to give me some solid factors, some solid characteristics that matter, that really matter in a relationship. In fact, I was just sent a video just before I came online, and I was showing a proposal, and I'm looking at this guy, and anytime you hear a woman say, no matter what you do for a man, he is going to cheat, I kid you not, that woman, one, doesn't know what her role is as a woman towards a man, and two, she does not have anything really to offer a man, because that is not true. Men are logical creatures. No man is going to be the right man, understand what I'm saying? The right man that firstly that you select, who is mature male that you select, meeting you with a value system, understanding that you motivate him, you help him, you are able to walk hand in hand with him, you push him to be a leader, you submit to him, and you allow him to lead spiritually, emotionally, physically, in every angle. And is going to go out there and meet no woman and say, I'm going to have sex with that woman. He is going to analyze it, because he's a logical creature. He's going to analyze it. He's going to be able to see that she's attractive, and he is going to say in his mind, I am not willing to risk that. That's a fact. I'm not just saying that because I feel I'm a man and defending men, because men aren't doing a good job. But the point I'm making is, I know a number of men like that women could do what they want. They cannot get them to cheat on their spouse. And that man is going to acknowledge that you are super attractive. End of story. You see? So I remember being in a relationship with an amazing woman, and the first question I asked her from a relationship standpoint was, who are you? And she laughed about it. And every time I asked someone that in her presence, she laughed. Today she understands clearly what I mean. Because the point I'm making is, if you are an individual and you know who you really, really, really are, then you know who you are not. And when you know who you're not, then you know what you don't want in your relationship. And when you know what you don't want in a relationship, then you know exactly what you want and need in your life in a relationship, because you're able to line that person up with you. All right? And so women are making those errors, and they're just going with people simply because a nice car. And one of the things that they seem to gloss over is the point that we are spiritual. Just the same way that women have female intellect, so do men. And so every time you date a guy and you're not being your true self, it comes back to bite you. And you don't know who you are, and he sees that. And when a man sees that you don't know who you are, your value for him starts to go down. And so what happens in a relationship? A woman meets a guy, she sees him, she likes him, and what happens is he has to prove over time to get her love. And he deepens that love in that relationship over time, and she falls in love with him. Or she and decides to be in love with him. A guy, on the other hand, can see you in split seconds and say, I love you. Because we are visual. And so what happens when that happens is, he dates you, and then over time, he realizes you don't have any real value to him. And he starts to pull away. Relationship starts to end. And so what happens is, he moves on. He finds someone else that is able to give him what he needs. You see? The other thing I want to look at, and I mentioned it slightly, is that submission element. If we look at how men and women are designed, unless you are willing to submit, you're never going to really understand how you should feel. And you challenge your man. For instance, he comes home and you open your mouth, you don't understand, because he comes home, he needs a man. All men, need to disconnect from their day to be able to connect with you. You need him to be able to disconnect from his day to be able to hear you out. And so what happens as soon as he walks through the door, he's on his way home, you are chastising him, and especially if he comes home and he says nothing to you and he just walks in your house, for some reason you go into your mind and you start to overthink the situation and you start to think he doesn't care, you don't like him anymore, yada yada yada. It just goes on and on and on. When all he's doing is having his cave time so he can build his testosterone back up and come to be able to support you so that your estrogen levels can go back up when you are explaining to him your needs and how your day went. And no, most men aren't able to do that. So when they get home, they end up in an argument because their testosterone level is low, their estrogen level is high, they are stressed, and so then what happens? An argument ensues, and then polarity starts to fade. Resentment kicks into a woman's mind. Think about garbage, for example. You want a man to take out the garbage and you're not saying to him, babe, I'm happy that when you take out the garbage because it means that you know it's important to me. Simple like that. If you say something like that, he's going to move that garbage with no resistance. But for some reason, women think that they should tell him to move the garbage, one. And two, when it's said, he should move it now. And that's a masculine trait. You want him to react now. Why? Why should he react now because you said so? How much times does a man come home and say, I need my food now, and you women get up and take it out? It doesn't happen. I've seen it. It does not happen. In fact, women even have a problem with feeding their husbands first. We just had that discussion recently. They feel that that's not supposed to happen. So they feed the children first. The children that the man allowed them to have by impregnating them is more important than the husband. This is the crazy world that we live in. And this only happens again because she's not willing to submit. If you look at a woman getting married, and I blame the church for this, and I break no bones, church is responsible for the majority of things that I'm saying tonight and women don't know. Because pastors are married to women and pastors have daughters and they don't want to ruffle any feathers because they want to have a happy home, and most of them are beta males, should not be pastors, should not be leading people, should not be leading churches. And that is what is happening. They want people to be happy and not be offended so that they stay in the church and they give tithes and give offering and they get money and they can baptize this one and baptize that one simply for their own desire and own needs. So when you see people are getting married now, for example, you see now it's a trend where the woman wants to keep her family name. Marriage is a spiritual thing. Every single woman I've ever met who has kept their family name, have not changed their name, or have caused a man to change his name, are all in relationships with issues. All of them. And what happens is the minute that happens, even if the man doesn't understand that is happening, doesn't know, there is a subconscious element that is telling him, and he's building a slow resentment that is piling up from that. And every time a woman, and if you add that to every time a woman lies, that's what I'm saying, men also have intellect. Every time a woman lies, a man's intellect is not based on love. A woman's intellect is based on love. That is why some women can actually feel that their partners are cheating and go and find exactly where the partners are cheating. It's amazing because there's a spiritual element. And so women are keeping their own names now, and subconsciously, even if he doesn't know, just like when you tell him a lie or you tell him half-truths or something like that, it causes resentment to build in your mind. If he asks you, how much men have you slept with, and you lie, he knows. He doesn't know he knows, but he can feel it because there's a vibration that comes out with your lie and your tone changes, and your energy. He feels that. So for some reason, women are of the view that they alone have intuition. You've never heard someone say man's intuition. I've never heard it. I've never seen it in a movie, nothing like that. And we don't understand this is what is actually happening. We are damaging relationships because of so many things that we are not aware of. We just simply think that we can go into a relationship, and what our mothers and fathers told us, or lack thereof, it means that we now know based on our opinion and how we feel, not understanding the difference and what is happening between two people. Alright, so let me go to number 6. Because we just looked at diffusing partners, which is number 5. And we looked at happiness as well. So let's look at number 6. Women are not taking care of their bodies. When a woman is pregnant, there is a need for 10 to 20% more food than she eats or nutrition than she eats on a normal base, on a daily basis. It means that a woman should put on just about 20-25 pounds more than she actually would normally carry. In fact, sometimes it should just be about 15 more pounds. All right? And so what is happening is that women are so emotional again because their hormones are off even before pregnancy. And this is why there's so much death in childbirth, and that's why there's so much C-sections happening right now. There is which mammal is in the jungle is making a young baby and is a C-section is operating on? Which mammal? And if I say to you that women are generally not supposed to feel the kind of pain that they're feeling, it's going to rattle your feathers because you've never heard it. But you won't build to feel that kind of pain that you're feeling when you're making babies. It's because a mutation is happening. And some women are so much into their masculine frame, or hormones are so off or so unhealthy that they cannot bring forth a kid through the normal passage. In fact, even at the hospitals, they're putting you in the wrong angle with light and sound to make a baby, which is not supposed to happen. And you're not taking care of your bodies. And so what is happening, both because your hormones are off, and again, you're not submitting to your husband, so your hormones are not coming back to be centered. You're going through a cycle every month of different hormone imbalances and different needs of your partner and different things you need to do for yourself you don't know, and then you're not going to the gym and take care of yourself. You're eating and putting on kind of 50, 60, 70 pounds when you're pregnant, and then you make the child, you never lose the weight, as if the baby is still in you, your belly is out of order, the man did not meet you that way. His attraction is not out the door. He loves you, but there is no polarity because he's a visual creature. And then you complain that you made children for him, and so he should not leave you because your body has changed. Yes, your body could change, but I've also seen some women make babies and their body became better than it was before they made children. You're not taking care of your bodies, but you expect that he must love you the same way he did when he first met you, but he doesn't see the woman that he met when he first met you. In fact, another issue that is happening is that men are, and this brings me to the last point I have written here. Men are being catfished, and this is one of the reasons why they're going on their own way. Because you're lying to them when you meet, you're not telling them everything about you, you're wearing a lot of makeup, you're wearing every single thing that is going to attract him, your lipstick is red, no matter what it is, a whole combination of things, and then he gets with you, and over time, after the first 90 days or more, you are unraveling, and the polarity is fading daily, because the more he sees the real you, which nothing is really wrong with that, he realizes you're not what you presented to him. You start to gain weight, and because you get comfortable, you're not taking care of your body, and then your value to him and what his needs are and where he needs to go, you're not able to help him to find his purpose. In fact, more than that, when he comes home and he wants to go play football or play basketball or do something, you have a problem. Do you have to go today? And you don't understand that when you ask him to stay home and take care of children and cook and clean house and not go out and to play basketball and these things, it's affecting his testosterone level. He is in his feminine, you are in your masculine, and so somebody has to lead. You don't want to lead really. You weren't built to lead. And so what happens to the relationship? Chaos. I have been in a relationship with a woman who sees me being in a gym constantly. I'm what you may call a gym rat. I take care of my body. I look at everything I put in my mouth. And you decide to be with me and you will not go to the gym. And when I'm telling you about going to the gym for 2, 3, 4 years, you're telling me it's a luxury to take care of your body, but you want children, so you're not taking care of your body, but you want children, you're getting older, and so I'm supposed to sit and wait for your body to grow and put on a lot of weight, stretch here and there. Your shape is already gone because you don't look the way I met you, and I'm seeing that and I'm telling you about it, and it's a problem. And I get it, and I know a lot of people are going to say I'm shallow because I'm not supposed to just like you because of your body. But I dare any woman again to present that argument to me directly, and let's see who is really more shallow a man or a woman, because women wear a ton of things and do a ton of things that creates them, that catfish men, and they are not able to see who they're really with. Just go on social media and you'll see if a woman on Tinder, wherever they are posting photos, they would most times would post a photo of some other thing, looking like a rat or a dog or a cat or something, or they post a photo of 10 years ago when they are slimmer, and then after you look at photos 3, 4, and 5, then you see the real size and you realize, oh, this person put on 30, 40 pounds. And you don't really even see their whole body, or they take an angle so they won't really see how fat they are, or nothing has happened with their body. They catfish men. And you're saying that men are shallow because men want you to take care of your body, but you want men to meet your emotional needs, take you out to dinner, appreciate you, show you love and respect, and you name it, open doors for you and a number of issues. But when men want simple things from women, like submitting and making them feel like he leads, you're taking that away from men. You're not taking care of your body. Men don't understand what they're supposed to do in the world, and they don't understand how they're supposed to lead, and they don't feel like they're getting a woman who is of any substance or value. What are we doing? And I get it. I know a video like this is going to bring a lot of resentment and a lot of hate, but I'm talking the truth. And very few women are going to agree with me. That's okay. But you can't say I'm not talking the truth. You can't say I don't know you. And if you want, you can go ahead and say that I don't like women because I'm telling women what is hurting them. Because I'm talking to men daily and I'm a man. And I'm going to get to what men are doing that is hurting themselves as well. But today we are talking about women and what you're doing or not doing. And because I've had experience and I've seen it myself, and I know and I read daily to bring knowledge to you, for you to understand, I know what I'm saying. You could have all the resentment you want. You cannot say that you weren't told. I've had a conversation just 3 weeks ago with a woman, and she argued with me for 45 minutes. But today, ask her. She understands now. And when she was arguing, I said nothing. I left it. And now she understands what I'm saying because she had to experience it. You're hurting yourself because you want to lead, but you can't lead. You shouldn't lead. And I'm not talking about a woman not being able to be a CEO. My God, women are great CEOs. I'm talking about in a relationship. Somebody has to lead and you weren't built for it. You weren't designed for it physically, emotionally. You won't. And anytime you want to lead a relationship, you are not going to be happy. I have enough women in my family that I can draw from, and I'm telling you, you're never going to be happy if you lead. Alright? So I hope that these 7 points and let me call them out so that you'll understand and you'll be able to see them as you look at this video and when you look back at it. Thinking you are men and women are the same. 1 point. Point number 2, seeking a mate that you want and instead of a mate that you need. 3, not being able to submit. 4, thinking relationships are for happiness, which is not. If you happen to be happy in your relationship, it's a bonus. 5, diffusing your partner by never being able to support him, never telling him that you love him, never wanting the best for him, never letting him know that you find him attractive. Nothing like that. And I know some people who have been together for 30 years and their partner never heard that once. 6, not taking care of their bodies. And 7, catfishing men. Now let me give you a bonus. Number 8. One of the main reasons women are hurting themselves, and you may think I'm crazy by saying this. Every time you have sex with your partner and you ask him to have an orgasm, when you are not thinking about having a child with him, you're hurting yourself. Because he cannot penetrate you after he has gotten an orgasm. And many women have a big issue by wanting around 2 and 3 or longer sexual encounters. And you're not able to get that because the partner has got an orgasm. He's not supposed to get an orgasm unless their child, an external orgasm I should say, unless it's a decision by both parties to have a kid. He's supposed to have internal orgasms. And every time he gets an orgasm, the other thing that happens is he's not able to meet your needs after that for a while because he has to rebuild his testosterone and his vibrations fall short. And so that in itself, in other words, next morning after great sex, he's not as masculine as he was the night before when you had sex with him. That's something to think about, isn't it? And we can get further into that in another discussion, but I just want to show the things that we thought that we knew. Even men who masturbate, even I was one of those that over time thought that as I grow up and I go through certain phases of life that you had to do certain things and these are trends, and you understand so much things that we're doing wrong that it hurts us. So I'm going to close now because it's a very long video. I had to get into it. I really had to. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm asking that this video be shared because it's a lot of information, a lot of content. It takes a lot of time to gather the information, and the least you can do is just share it for someone else who can actually get the information and get support. All right. So like, comment, share this video, and send me a DM, send me an email, creativefromks@hotmail.com, and let me know what your concerns are. Let me know if you agree, what you disagree with, and let's see if I can learn from your experience as well to better understand relationships. All right, so bye for now. See you later.